Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by. Welcome to Tnuva and Pluristem's online event to discuss their new joint venture. All participants are present in listen-only mode. A question and answer session will follow the formal presentation and will be accessible for analysts only by clicking the raising hand option on the bottom of the screen. Other participants, please submit your questions by clicking the chat box. We will now present the forward-looking statement, which will also be displayed on our website once the presentation is uploaded. With us on the call from Pluristem, our CEO and President, Mr. Yaki Yanai, along with CFO, Mrs. Chen Franco Yehuda. And from Tnuva Group, CEO Eyal Malis, along with Deputy CEO and CFO, Jacob Chen. I would now like to hand over the call to Mr. Yaki Yanai. Mr. Yanai, would you like to begin?
Thank you for joining us today. My name is Yaki Yanai, CEO and President of Pluristem. We are joined by my colleagues, Chen Franco, Pluristem CFO, Eyal Malis, the CEO of Tnuva, and Jacob Chen, Deputy CEO and CFO of Tnuva. I want to kick off today by sharing the news about the new strategy partnership between our two companies. Pluristem and Tnuva have entered into a joint partnership to establish a technology platform of cultivated food. The partnership will combine Pluristem's cell technology platform, IP and expertise, with Tnuva advanced food brand development and logistic capabilities to bring cell-based food to market. For many years, as I guess most of you know, Pluristem technology has been used for expanded placenta cells for use in the medical field. Today and here we are presenting how it can be applied for FoodTech industry and eventually part of our goals that it will apply for other fields as well. Our in-house manufacturing capabilities is what actually set us apart and considered one of our key competitive advantage. Pluristem, we have a proprietary three-dimensional cell expansion platform that has been refined and developed over 15 years. Our technology allows for mass scale production of cells in cost-effective manner and with a batch-to-batch consistency. And this presents a major advantage for the cell-based food product, which we will discuss further today in our call. Let's talk a little bit about the deal structure. There is a huge market opportunity for cell-based food products. Alternative meat are anticipated to be a multi-billion-dollar industry over the coming decades. And in light of this demand, we are presenting today a collaboration that holds a great potential to produce a large scale for mass market, making cultured food product more affordable and accessible to consumers. And second, we are pioneering something new here today, but our approaches of both companies are actually proven. This is a joint venture between one of the most innovative biotechnology companies in Israel, an Israeli market leader in building consumer food brands. That means both companies bring a depth of knowledge and expertise to the collaboration. And third, in addition to scalability issues, seeking regulatory approval is a key factor for cultured meat industry. Tnuva has extensive experience in establishing food brands and work closely with the Israeli regulators. And in Pluristem, we have more than a decade of experience working with FDA and EMA regulation in the pharma industry. Therefore, we believe NewCo is well positioned to navigate the food industry regulation domestically, but also globally. And last point, because of our technology advantage, we expect to shorten significantly the time to market and to demonstrate proof of concept actually this year, during 2022. And we plan to bring the first consumer product, food product to market in 2023. And with that, I would like to hand the call over to Eyal Malis, Tnuva CEO. Please, Eyal.
Thank you, Yaki. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today. And in the next 10 minutes, we will have a short overview on Tnuva Group and our contribution to this collaboration. A few words about Tnuva. Tnuva is the largest and leading food corporation in Israel. And let's look at a few highlights on Tnuva. Founded 96 years ago, over 6,000 employees in 32 sites all over the country, annual revenue of above $2 billion year-end 2021, most advanced food production technology at highest standards, dairy and dairy alternative protein R&D center, and Tnuva has the most favored branded categories found in every home and almost in every meal in Israel. What is our relative advantage to this collaboration? Tnuva has a proven dominance in the FoodTech and alternative protein areas. We can see here that best-in-class R&D capabilities, and we're leading the innovation through these markets in the last decade. Tnuva has unmatched sales and distribution force, chilled and frozen, the leading one by far in Israel. Very strong and local and global partnership also. And when we look at the total food industry map in Israel, we see the clear leadership of Tnuva. Tnuva defined the Israeli taste. On the left, the total food market, Tnuva holds 14.1% market share of total market, which include global players like Unilever, Coca-Cola, Danone, Nestle. And on the right side of the slide, we can see that in dairy, Tnuva holds almost 48% market share, and you cannot see it on the slide, but more than 60% market share in other frozen food categories. One area that is very important to stress, especially for this collaboration, is the plant-based alternative dairy plant-based protein. Tnuva penetration into the alternative dairy plant-based market is a case study that is being studied across the food industry. Tnuva leads the non-dairy alternative market in Israel, as you can see on the right. Our alternative brand, a brand which called Tnuva Alternative in the plant-based dairy product line, has taken over 60% market share over the last decade, competing with global brands like Alpro, like Oatly, and so on. As you can see on the left, the total plant-based dairy category reached 500 million shekel in 2021, with a CAGR of just over 19% in the last decade. The alternative protein FoodTech sector is a significant growth engine for the whole Israeli economy. Israel is among the world leading countries in alternative protein as a result of scientific knowledge and brilliant startup community. Tnuva has also well-experienced international JVs and open innovation platform. With strong local and global partnerships, Tnuva has a trade record of executing joint partnerships with others around the world, include Yoplait, Migros, and other companies. Tnuva has recently signed a know-how licensing agreement with the Swiss retailer giant Migros, under which Tnuva will assist the Swiss company to produce dairy alternatives. Tnuva operates several leading FoodTech platforms, among which is the Fresh Start Incubator, an innovative FoodTech seed found in the north of Israel. To lead the FoodTech Incubator, Tnuva has established a unique consortium of strong industrial players, trade record, financial partners like Our Crowd, Finister, the American CDC, and another beverage company, the second leading company, Tempo, in Israel. And yes, we need to think and to talk about the challenges, as Yaki stated before. Looking to the future, our culture meat venture will face 4 challenges: scalability, the ability to mass produce, which needs great change in method of production, cost of course. The cost of culture meats is still more expensive, and we need to think innovatively to bring down the cost, and we think that the JV has the ability to face with those challenges, like supply chains also, and the regulation. That is the last point of the challenge, because the authorities will have to speed up and match the rapid phase of innovation technology development. And Tnuva has trade record of thousands of years in working closely with the regulator in the food industry in Israel. So we see enormous opportunity in culture meat. The global population is growing. It will pass 9 billion people by 2035, and we will have to feed them. Climate change interest will put pressure to reduce the consumption of traditional meat, and food habits are changing. There is growing trend of veganism that we can expect that the future market for alternative protein can reach $280 billion by 2030. The revolution will reach in the coming decade to the meat chickens and other meat substitutes. The chicken and meat alternative categories will pass similar processes to those that took place in the dairy substitute, which create a massive opportunity. We are seeking to bring product to the market quickly, as Yaki said, and therefore we have decided to join force with the leading partner in the cell-based protein production. I trust that the remarkable technology achievement of Pluristem, combined with the proven track record of Tnuva, will enable the joint venture to achieve giantly toward the production of the next generation of cultured product, bringing them to every table in every household globally. Now I would like to give the floor to Ms. Chen Franco, CFO of Pluristem, to elaborate about the deal terms of the collaboration. Ms. Franco, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eyal, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for your time to learn more about our collaboration. And today I'll walk you through the transaction terms. Following the closing of the transaction, our collaboration will be established under a new venture, NewCo, which will receive exclusive rights to use Pluristem's intellectual property and know-how for cell expansion in the field of cultured meat. Under the agreements, Pluristem will be entitled to receive royalties from the new venture's net sales. First, Tnuva will invest $7.5 million in accordance to pre-money valuation of $40 million, with an option to invest an additional $7.5 million within a year from the closing. Following the first investment, Tnuva holdings will be around 16% in the joint venture. In case Tnuva decides to exercise its warrants in full, its potential holdings can reach approximately 24%. The new venture will be managed by a new seasoned management team that will be hired specifically for this mission, and Pluristem will support the new venture via service agreement with a term of 18 months. Pluristem will provide a technological platform to expand a variety of cells, serving as a raw material, and Tnuva will provide a research and development platform to develop the end-user consumers. Our plan is to work in parallel and to utilize each other's advantages to bring accessible, cell-based products to the market. As part of the agreements, Tnuva will have exclusive right to market NewCo's products in Israel in preferred terms. The first initiative is cultured meat, but we can definitely expand the collaboration and establish new venture that will use the technology for either cultured milk and seafood as well. Thanks to the proven capabilities of both companies in the field of cell expansion, food and food substitutes, the new venture can be a revolutionary cultured food development platform. I will now hand it to my friend, Mr. Jacob Chen, to elaborate about the business model.
Good morning, and many thanks to my colleagues. We are very happy to share with you the deal rationale and the business model. Over the past 2 years, we explored many technologies and reviewed many companies in the field of alternative protein and cultivated meat. Undoubtedly, there are lots of development in this area, but we found that many mature startups with great ideas still have a long way ahead to build the required infrastructure and the technologies to face the challenges that we see in the food tech industry. We were looking for a substantial investment for Tnuva, together with a significant starting point. After meeting well-established biotechnology companies, I understood that this should be the direction. Pluristem has a proven and advanced cell expansion technology platform that can manufacture cells in mass quantities and competitive cost. Pluristem is also a mature company with needed infrastructure, advanced laboratories, 3D technology, professional teams, and proven ability to grow cells. We realized that the combination of Tnuva and Pluristem, two proven pioneers in their fields, would enable us to quickly close the gaps in order to create a clear competitive advantage and shorten the time to market. We carried out an extensive due diligence process that include the IP, technology, and legal aspects, and received further assurance regarding our decision to join forces with Pluristem and to enable a prompt development process. We also affirm, by analyzing the quality of the technology, the likelihood that the new joint venture will do a quick adjustment to the food arena. Actually, the big advantages is that we don't have to wait for the final product or ingredients, but rather Tnuva will be able to use that new components immediately in our R&D department and work on developing the final product in parallel to the continued improvement of the sales bank, optimize production processes, and reduce cost. In summary, I'm confident that the proven capability of the two companies, Pluristem in the field of cell expansion and Tnuva in food development, production, and marketing, create an innovative opportunity starting from an advanced point to close the gap versus other players. I believe the joint venture is established based on a good valuation for both partners and on a business model that also handles the assets that each side brings to the table with business logic and innovation orientation to enable future growth and maximizing value. I will now hand it back to Yaki.
Thank you very much, Jacob. So what are the next steps that we're seeing for both companies? I want to be clear about new commission as we see that. This is actually a technological venture to develop cell-based crushed food products. We are starting and we are very focused with the meat company, but as presented, we can expand this collaboration to use the technology also for milk and fish industry. That's going to be separated ventures that both partners will establish on the timing method. We believe this platform presents an opportunity to promote healthier people and more sustainable planet, which is critical as we see that. And for Pluristem, we intend to leverage on our unique technology and our main competitive advantage. For one end, we will continue to develop the most advanced tailored PLX cells product, actually using the CRISPR and other technologies, pushing the boundaries of regenerative medicine. On the other end, we will deploy our technology to a variety of verticals that require muscle production and cost-effective production, as we are presenting today. We believe that our unique position as technological leader in cell expansion arena will allow us to increase our business proposition, bringing more partnerships, and eventually building value for the benefit of our shareholders. So with that, I would like to thank you for joining today, and I'll hand it to the moderator.
Thank you. Before we begin the question and answer session, we would like to present a short video about the joint venture.
What happens when a giant food producer and a leading biotech company join forces? A better future arrives faster. 2035, the world population will reach approximately 9 billion people. Existing agricultural methods will not be enough. Humanity needs to find new, sustainable ways to feed the population, and animal cell-based protein is a key component of the solution. Tnuva is Israel's largest food group with almost 100 years of leadership legacy. It is also the leading alternative protein company and one of the industry pioneers.
Tnuva has always been responsible for feeding the nation's population and is committed to do so in the upcoming decades. This is why we have decided to join forces with a leading partner in cell-based protein production. A partnership which will take us beyond any culinary vision imagined thus far.
Pluristem is one of the global market leaders in cell expansion technology.
Pluristem has developed a proprietary three-dimensional cell expansion platform, enabling high-quality, cost-effective, large-scale production of cell-based products in our advanced cell manufacturing facility. So how does it work? The first step is collecting biopsy from cell source and creating the primary cell culture. Next is the primary cell isolation and banking. Afterwards come the massive expansion of cells using 3D technology platform. And finally, the differentiation to desired cell ingredients so they can become an alternative protein source for the food industry.
For the very first time, a groundbreaking technology will enable the development and manufacturing of cultured food products, including meat, chicken, fish, and dairy.
Pluristem's remarkable technological achievement could enable the joint venture to achieve a significant leap for the next generation of food products and bringing them to every table in every household globally.
So, what happens when two proven pioneers join forces? Opportunity arrives faster. First product launch in 2023. Sustainable, accessible, affordable, tasty, and a new world leader in cultured food.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will begin the question and answer session. Analysts by clicking the raising hand option on the bottom of the screen. Other participants, please click on the Q&A box and submit your question. Before the question, please write your full name and company. Please stand by while we poll for your questions.
Good morning, Yaki. Can you hear me?
Morning, Yaki.
Congratulations. First of all, congratulations to both you, Yaki, and also Eyal and the team members there. This is certainly a great moment for Pluristem, and I would think for Tnuva too. Yaki, as we know Pluristem for many years, you and the management team there have actually mastered the placental cell system to grow cells in a 3D setting, and also obviously treat different regenerative medicines or develop regenerative medicines and technologies. But this joint venture is certainly a shift, from what you have been doing so far, and certainly probably one of a really good pivotal point. So can you expand a little bit on this new strategy, and also how you came about making this decision to move into this exciting cultured meat production, to develop the cultured meat production technologies?
Thank you, Yaki, for the questions. Thank you, all the analysts, for attending today. I know we're starting JP Morgan this week, so everybody's actually busy. So for your question, in the last year, Pluristem significantly sharpened its strategy with the understanding that we have the Pluristem main competitive advantage is, on one hand, the ability to develop very advanced and very sophisticated product quickly and efficiently, but we are actually can ensure manufacturing. This is the key competitive advantage of Pluristem. During the year, we built a strategy of how we can utilize our technology while keeping our main focus in regenerative medicine and pharma. And the structure that we are presenting today is making sure that we are establishing an entity that, from one hand, will have full access to Pluristem knowledge, know-how, expertise, and facility. But on the other end, we are bringing a very significant partner, and we are very proud to see Tnuva here as our partners that understand the product, the needs, the customers, and how the logistics looks like. Pluristem will continue to explore to find the right verticals, that there is a significant need for mass production of cells and cost-effective. We believe that we have developed in the last almost 2 decades really one of the most advantages, if not the most advanced technology for mass scale production. And while we're seeing an attractive vertical with a very compelling opportunities on the market, we will approach the right partners that understand the needs, and we will enable our platform for this vertical. It will be very focused. I mean, we are building these focus units that will be based on management, different management and different financing. And that's the way that will allow us to operate effectively and keeping our main focus in pharma and regenerative medicine.
Thanks for that, Yaki. One additional question from me. Obviously, cultured meats is becoming decently big industry within Israel. There are other, I would say, competitors right now within Israel. So, two parts to this question. One, can you expand a little bit on about your competition? I mean, about your expertise, to get over some of the immediate competition you have, and also what sort of milestones are you putting for your own team or for the new team, so that we can see the progress as it comes?
So the way that we're seeing that in the last few months, we've been busy in recruiting and identifying the right team for this specific target, for this unit of cultured meat, which of course with Pluristem, very talented team that we have, we will be able to significantly shorten the time to development. We know how to expand sales. It's not a question mark for us. We know how to do it. We are doing it for years. And today, as we speak, billions of cells are actually expanded in our facilities. So the same information now in IP, we're actually going to apply that for different cell types that behave very much as the cells that we know. Our key goal, and we are putting in ambitious and aggressive timelines that both teams from both companies believe that they are achievable, to complete a proof of concept in 22. So we can do expansion in reactors on scale. And in 23, we're going to work in parallel. Tnuva will develop products, and we would like to launch first product in 23. So that's something that is unique. Only the combination of these two companies that are very experienced in their field allows such an aggressive timelines.
Thank you. Good luck to you, Yaki, and good luck to you, Eyal.
Thank you very much.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you, RK. The next question we have is from James Malloy from Alliance Global Partners. Please go ahead.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my questions. I had a couple quick questions for Tnuva. I was wondering, to start at least, I was wondering, you're looking at all the options out there. Can you talk a little bit about what led you to PSTI? Obviously, they're manufacturing expertise, but I'm sure others have similar expertise. Can you talk a little bit about the differentiation at PSTI? And then I see also that Tnuva is 50% owned, Chinese owned. Certainly a lot of folks in China looking to eat as well. Can you talk a little bit about the opportunity there? Thank you.
First of all, I want to say thank you, James. It's Eyal. I want to say that we in the last couple of years, 1-2 years, we've examined a whole range of companies in Israel, which is dealing with this arena. And when we expanded to Pluristem, we understand that this is a huge, different, unique platform, technology platform that we never see until today in the industry in Israel, and we understand that the joint forces between Pluristem and us can deliver the answer to the challenge of scalability and for the cost and other regulatory issue. It is really different and unique, and while we have made a wide due diligence process with the world leading officer for examining the technology and the IP, and the test strengthened us and the understanding that this is the right platform. Now, I think that the partnership that we have in Israel and outside of Israel can open other huge markets in the future to this potential.
Thank you. Thank you for that answer. Maybe a quick question for PSTI. Can you talk a little bit about the business model for the venture from PSTI's side? I mean, I know you touched on it in the prepared remarks, but Tnuva's putting in 7.5 mil. How much is PSTI putting in, and what sort of royalties should we anticipate, and what do the margins kind of look like? Obviously, I'm a farm analyst, so the food industry is a little different. You talk a little bit about the margins of a food industry versus the pharma, and what we should anticipate seeing flowing into PSTI and when.
Hi, Jim. Good morning. This is Chen. Thanks for your question. So, as presented earlier today, Tnuva first invested $7.5 million in this new venture. Pluristem is not investing during this investment any of its funds, but we are granting an exclusive licensing rights to use our know-how and IP and cell expansion specifically for the field. In addition to that, we are committed to support the NewCo's mission, its establishment and its research and development activities by providing special teams from Pluristem to support it. The major focus of NewCo will be to present this technological proof of concept during 2022, and with the combination of the unique technology of Pluristem and the extensive experience of Tnuva, we believe that NewCo will be able to present its first product during 2023. First, we plan to be very focused in this proof of concept. The research and development plan will be focused on cell ingredients for the food industry from different mammalian cell type. We intend to work globally and also to collaborate with key market players worldwide. We also have additional opportunities, and NewCo was established in a way that it can also develop end-user consumer products, of course, with the support of the Tnuva team and capabilities.
Well, thank you for taking the questions. A quick last follow-up, if I could, please. What's the length of the agreement, and when do you anticipate starting to see significant revenues flowing in? 2023 for sale? Do you anticipate 2024? And what sort of margins are we looking at? Thank you.
So we are putting here timelines that we'd like to see a launch of the product in 23. That's the time that we will start the marketing, even though it's going to be probably initially the scale will increase over time. It's a little bit too early for us to give estimations about the profitabilities and how the margin is going to look like. But I can tell you that we spent the last few months looking at the numbers, looking at the cost of goods, what our expectation is Pluristem from knowing how we can reduce the cost of media and other parts of the manufacturing in order to make this product affordable. And we believe that this venture will be able to build a company that will manufacture on scale with attractive cost of goods that will leave decent margins, of course, for us. So we would like to be cautious on that and to come more clearly with the guidelines on gross profits at later point. But from our proof of concept, as with the way that we see that, it's more than doable. And this is the reason that both companies actually decided to enter into this collaboration.
Thank you for taking the questions.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, James. The next question we have is from Matt Kaplan from Ladenburg Thalmann & Co. Go ahead, Matt.
Hi, good morning and good afternoon. Congrats on this agreement. Just wanted to follow up on Jim's question a little bit. Can you give us a sense in terms of the first product and your vision for the first product launch in 2023? What will that opportunity look like kind of, going forward from a revenue point of view, and what's your vision for the first product?
Hi, Jacob speaking from Tnuva. Our concept is to start with the ingredients. We look at it very similar to the dairy alternatives that we had. We developed it 18 years, and it started from very simple product from soy, and then develop, and today we are best in class, and as I mentioned before, and we see it exactly the same process. We have our R&D. We will use the ingredients in parallel to development process and reducing cost that we expect to see in Pluristem in one hand, and we will take it to our department in order to start the products. So this is the flow, and that's why we strongly believe that unlike other options that we might have to, like classic startups, that we have to wait until the end of the development, here with this collaboration, we can start to work as a team, and that's the way that we feel confident about it. I'm not sure if we can elaborate so much about it, but we can see in the last few weeks how we can help by developing the cell expansion in the new field, which is not human. So that's why we feel very confident about this partnership.
Thank you, Jacob. And then question for Chan. You mentioned in your prepared remarks that for NewCo, the ownership for Tnuva will be about 16%. Can you elaborate on Pluristem's ownership in NewCo?
The remaining percentage will be Pluristem's. So Pluristem will control the subsidiary.
Okay, very good. And then a question for Yaki. I guess beyond this agreement with Tnuva, do you expect to establish other collaborations which leverage Pluristem's core competency of cell manufacturing and expansion beyond this agreement?
Thanks, Matt, for the question. So we are building this strategy in the last 6 months or so. It was very important for us to come with the first proof of concept, and then to be able to discuss in more details the expansion strategy. I must say that we get as Pluristem a lot of interest from many directions, from pharmaceuticals that need access to large cell production or different cell types. We see a lot of interest from cell ingredients that are required on scale, and other industries that actually all of them understand that the ability to expand cells in mass production and effective cost of goods in a controlled way, that's probably the bridge or what differs something from idea to reality and industry. And this is exactly what Pluristem can propose. We do want to make sure that we are building this strategy on step by step, so we'll be able to maintain the focus and build these units that will have all the access, resources, and management attention that they need. And what we are presenting today is actually what I do like to see happens more in different variety of industries, and the combination of an excellent partners that understand the needs in the market, and we'll be able to take the control on defining the product, together with our knowledge and expertise of cell expansion, and the fact that they're going to have a separate management and separate funding is actually a very good way to continue forward. So this is where we are heading, and we would like to come with more proof of concept and to be able to show the way. Everything that we're going to do in one direction will be around cell and cell ingredients. This is what we do. This is what we do best. So we're going to continue to develop this best with this business in that direction. And I believe that that's going to bring a lot of attention and partnerships to Pluristem.
Thanks, Yaki.
Thank you, Matt. The next question we have is from Jason Colbert from Dawson James. Go ahead.
Hi, Yaki. I just want to understand exactly what you're saying, because you just touched on something that I think is critical. You said that there are opportunities in the world of high margin biotech therapeutics that could benefit from the use of cell-based production manufacturing. And I'm trying to reconcile that kind of opportunity with what I understand the beauty of this idea, but what I don't understand is the business model, the margins and the capacity. So what I'd really like to ask you to address is how big a fermentator or manufacturing process is required, and what scale that can produce, and what you think the margins would look like, and how do you compare that opportunity to, say, protein manufacturing using cell therapy? That just seems like a much more lucrative business opportunity for this technology. It's hard for me to imagine that it can be profitable to make synthetic meat at a scale that will really benefit all involved.
Yeah, so I think that, Jason, this is a fair question, understanding the technology's rationale in the market as it is today. I think that what we are presenting by bringing this venture, this technology, is that we will be able to break that. And we are seeing it actually in many directions, including cell therapy, regenerative medicine, and other fields that we are used to see high costs. Our technology is, of course, not fermentation, and we are talking about our unique bioreactors, packed bed production. We did the number calculations as we see them, and we're working on it for several months already. We see the ability to increase nicely margins to make this industry. Of course, it's not going to be the 90% margin of pharma, but we are talking here on massive scales and with a very reasonable and some would say attractive cost of goods compared to what we are seeing today. I think that there is an opportunity for huge business, not small one, huge business. It should be a separate unit that have the access to capital, labor force, technologies. We'll rely on what we're doing today. But while remember that in Pluristem we develop not only the understanding of how to expand cells significantly, we are controlling media. We are controlling all the understanding of how process looks like. Everything, we have it internally, and we are able to get any technology that is required. So this is something that is going to be in a significant need. And the fact that we are bringing today also Tnuva that can help us to build the right products, while giving us a lot of confidence that we can do that with margin, and that can be a very significant business. And it's, I hope that during the year we'll be able to come with more proof of concept and guidelines or numbers, and all the numbers that we're seeing that are in this industry. We believe that we'll be able to challenge them significantly and to come with these products that will be not only on large scale, but also affordable.
I guess what I'm struggling a lot with your answer, because, you know, on the one hand, you're saying that the first product could be in the market in 2 years. And on the other hand, you're saying you can manufacture at a huge scale, not the 90% margin of biotherapeutics, but an attractive margin. But not without a massive infusion of capital. You know, I have no idea the scale, but it's got to be enormous. And I just don't want to understand how, you know, there are many questions here about how you accomplish cell-based protein, low margin, you know, food products at using, you know, cell-based manufacturing technology. I'm struggling with that connection. I understand that this is an exciting technology and that we may get there, but you're saying that you're going to get there in 2 years. And, you know, maybe with thousands of people and billions of dollars of resources, like an Elon Musk type venture, a other than kind of a very tiny proof of concept here, I'm trying to understand the value proposition.
We are analyzing deeply this industry. And of course, we entered this collaboration, understanding the numbers, understanding the limitation, and actually where we would like to get that. We're starting today. So of course, we're not going to give, or we're not going to share all of our estimations and understanding where technology is heading. You should bear in mind that about 90% of the cost of this industry or this product are actually bearing the media, the conditioned media. So once you're having a team that is doing it for 15 years, they know how to control that, that's something that's going to give us, of course, a significant competitive advantage. So we are, as you said, we gave a guideline of about 2 years to launch of the first product. We're not going to feed the entire world in day one. It's going to be a step-by-step process, but I think that this joint venture with these two partners will be able to meet this challenge, and I'm quite confident that we're able to surprise the industry and to build a leadership position even in 22. These are the two assets, and this is the advantage when you have two proven pioneers that understand the business nicely, and you can get it to scale and to market.
So listen, I applaud your enthusiasm, but I'm disappointed with the lack of details in terms of exactly how both companies plan to accomplish this mission in terms of actually offering and commercializing a product in 2 years. You have not laid out those details here, which makes it very difficult for me as an analyst to kind of really apply, a paradigm shifting value to the business venture, because I just have no idea other than, an early stage venture as to, what the steps are going to look like, the infusion of capital and the scale you're talking about without the details. But listen, I understand it's a new venture, and probably over the next few months, you'll be, filling in and providing us more of those details. So I look forward to receiving them, and certainly it's provocative and it's interesting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll continue the update as you just said. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Jason. We have a question from the chat box. Will the new products be kosher?
Okay. We consult with the rabbi of Tnuva, that I have to say that he is a pioneer in this field. He already published an article regarding the cultivated meat 8 years ago, and another one 5 years ago. So he said that cultivated meat product can be done in few method, and when we will be in much more progress regarding the method that we'll choose, we can define the level of the kashrut, and of course it will be consulting with the other rabbi and all the committee that required, but we see it as an advantage, and we are very optimistic about it.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we're out of time, so we won't be receiving any more questions from the Q&A box. Before I ask Mr. Yanai to go ahead with his closing statement, I would like to remind participants that a recording of this call will be archived and available on Pluristem's website, pluristem.com, beginning tomorrow. Mr. Yanai, would you like to make your concluding statement?
Thank you very much. I would like to thank you, all of you, for joining the call today. We had a lot of attendees on this call, and we get a lot of interest in this exciting venture. As I mentioned, this is the first showcase of Pluristem intention to expand to more business and to more partnerships in additional verticals. We believe that the unique technology that we have give us a significant opportunity, and especially in this time, to be able to come with a very interesting proposition and to expand Pluristem behind what we're doing today. All of us are looking forward to push forward this venture, and I would like to thank my partners Eyal, Jacob, and Chen here for having the call, and thank you for attending.
This concludes Pluristem at Tnuva's call. Thank you all for your participation. You may now go ahead and disconnect.